Just looking at the pound here, pounds at the lowest level it's been in whatever, 14 years. But, the dollar's already been tracking that way, notwithstanding whatever's happening in the currency market. So this is the S&P. And, we're just at this giant area of support. And this is where, the demons creep in, all of the doubts start coming in, you start seeing signs of a bottom. The market starts, showing, signs of getting off the floor. You start using your imagination. If this is a bottom, you hear these guys on TV saying it's safe to go back in the water. It is not. But, notwithstanding that, I do think that, there's always the possibility and probability of these short covering rallies, which we've seen can be huge. So, how much more, does it pop before it goes again? I don't know. And maybe it doesn't stabilize very long and we go back down. But I do think that, however it comes, we're coming down to this lower 3,200 or south of that at some point, and probably not in the too distant future. The patterns are baked in the cake. And so again, we just got this very logical area. Whenever the market stops, we saw this in gold at the 1675 level, bounced several times off this thing. So you can see that, there's some serious intersects here. And so we could have a fake, move down here and then a move up. So this is just this 3,600 is a very big, excuse me, psychological and, and big area. So again, we can just go back and forth here, but any kind of rally north of 3,800, I would really, look to sharpen my pencil. I was looking at Apple yesterday. I was looking at these. I looked at the 149, 148 puts multiple times yesterday. And I just chickened out. This is Apple. And I think this is kind of the key to the whole market. Key to the confidence, key to, because of its weighting in the indexes, it's, I said at 175 that this thing was a short. And, if we kind of extrapolate this out, I see this thing down here. And so, you kind of had this double top on the weekly and the daily. Let me just try and change the color. And then you had these two, this is what I always look at, these coil bars. They store energy, and the energy releases, in the direction as indicated by the pattern. So now we're breaking under these, all the last 3 days low. You've been coiling. And man, I was just looking at this all day. And, I'm just, it's just such a risk environment that, I'm kind of turning a little bit risk averse. I've got a lot of risk out there already. So I didn't do it. But now it just seems like this could, really open up a tranche lower for the stock as well as the indexes.
Could that be also like an ascending broadening going back to last year?
Yeah. So, yeah. And so this suggests a pullback to at least, what's that, 135. And then, once it cracks, then you have the beginning of the pattern, probably likely to this breakout area. So I think this market is going to collapse. This could get interesting. It's like, which is the dominant pattern? That's, always the question. We bottomed, and then that pattern did its job. And now, do we have another pattern that's going to kick in the other way? Which one is the real one? You kind of have this huge ascending broadening thing. Now, this could be a neutral pattern where, you get down somewhere in here and you get one or more of these moves. So I think either way, there's going to be an opportunity. I think we just may need a little bit more time. I mean, this could, one way or another, even if it doesn't go to new highs, this thing could support here and offer a nice move, on these options or whatever. So I'm kind of got my one eye open, but I think they just need a little bit more work. And, on balance, this just looks heavy, meaning that this just feels like it wants to keep breaking to the downside. It won't do it easily, but, this was really the pattern up here. So we topped, we kind of had this funky head and shoulders. And now we've got this substantial double bottom, double top, which looks like it has been confirmed. And, all the oils feel like they've done two major patterns. And so I don't know, path of least resistance looks lower. You've got this coil. And to me, the breakout, the release from the coil, should be lower, but you've got, support in here and here. So it's going to be mucky, but this feels like it broke the uptrend here. And it's got these resistance. So, this is a big, ascending broadening pattern. So I think this eventually just breaks to the downside.